Okay, so apparently multiple subscribers of mine wanted me to talk about the SUGA KBS petition. For example, this person said, "I'd really like to know your thoughts and opinions on the petition to ban SUGA from KBS. I don't think it'll be accepted, but as I'm not Korean nor live in South Korea, I'd like to know your thoughts on it." Somebody said, "Can you please explain this KBS petition to suspend SUGA from any TV programs in Korea?" Guys, do you know that people filed a petition against SUGA? They want SUGA to be banned in KBS contents. Can you talk about SUGA petition to get him banned from KBS? And at first I was like, okay, what is there to talk about and what is there to make a video about? But then I thought more after reading. I don't think it'll be accepted, but as I'm not Korean nor live in South Korea, I'd like to know your thoughts on it. So yeah, as I thought more, I realized that from the perspectives of international people, this might get confusing and kind of concerning. Although I can see what is going on, and like the clear media narratives. And so, yeah, let's talk about what really happened with the KBS petition and why I believe that this entire situation is more about media narratives and selective outrage than anything else. And let's look at facts as we always do on this channel. I think we need to go back to June 23rd. When Korean news outlets were filled with overwhelmingly positive coverage about SUGA's donation. As we have already talked about, like 4 times, he gave 5 billion Korean won to Severance Hospital to build a treatment center for children with autism. And this wasn't just a one-time donation. SUGA had been involved in the planning for months. He met with top psychiatrists, helped co-develop a music-based therapy program, and even spent weekends personally playing guitar for the kids participating in it. And this is truly historic, I would say. But just a few hours later, so this article was written in the morning of June 23rd, but just a few hours later, almost like clockwork, a petition appeared on the KBS viewer website, 시청자 청원, KBS 시청자 청원. And it called for SUGA to be banned from KBS broadcast because of the drunk driving incident. So posted on June 23rd. Now, it's also important to understand how the KBS petition system works. Anybody can write and submit a petition. Literally, anyone who is registered. So you write submit petition, and then you write this, and then you need to log in. So yeah, if you're registered and set up your account, you can write a petition. Like I said, anybody can write and submit it. That means even trolls can submit petitions, and often they do. But here's a real issue that I find. The problem isn't that someone wrote the petition. I don't know who it is. This person might be an anti, might not, might be some other group's fan, might not. Okay? But I believe that the real issue is that the media chose to report on it. So that's where the media comes in, the K media. When journalists take an anonymous viewer petition and turn it into a headline, like BTS SUGA faces ban from KBS with a question mark, they're giving weight to something that, frankly, may not deserve it. And yeah, there were multiple articles written about it with very similar headlines and very similar content, like the body text. And this is what I call lazy journalism. It's similar to when news outlets in Korea use random netizen comments as if they represent the general public. I mean, it's a shortcut, and it turns everything, no matter how small, into a quote-unquote controversy. And that's what's happening here. The act of filling a petition, that's easy, like I said. Haters can and will do it. Will continue to do it, I'm afraid. Especially as BTS members begin to reappear in the public eye. And that part, I don't know, isn't new or surprising. But when the press amplifies it, they make it seem like there's some massive public demand or scandal, when in reality, it could just be one person with an agenda. And that's a media problem. So I found 6 articles written about it. For example, this one was released on June 24th in the afternoon, the day after the petition was filed, by NewsN. That's the name of the media agency. Would he not be able to see the full BTS group from KBS? Petition about 음주운전 SUGA, DUI SUGA ban appeared. Something like that. All right, this article. Similar headline. June 24th, in the evening, 7:37 p.m. Who is this? Money Today. Okay, YTN. June 25th, 8:52 a.m. And YTN even made a YouTube video about it and posted on YouTube. June 25th in the morning, about 2 hours after. Okay, what about this one? M Today. This one is actually Auto Daily, and they're supposed to write articles about cars. But why are we doing this? Why are they doing this? Posted on June 26th, okay? And this one is Top Star News, posted on June 28th. Oh, man, you are late, but decided to write about it anyways. All right, and for me, so this was what happened. But for me, the more frustrating part was this. When on June 23rd, like I said, the same day, news broke out about SUGA's historic 5 billion Korean won donation to build a treatment center for children with autism. Some Korean media outlets ran headlines that deliberately included the phrase DUI or drunk driving in the headline. Where is this? Right here. 음주운전 사와 BTS SUGA 50억 통큰 기부 누리꾼 반응 보니. So yeah, one headline literally read, BTS SUGA apologizes for DUI, donates 5 billion Korean won. Netizen reactions mixed. This doesn't even make sense. Anyways, that's what the headline said. Posted on June 23rd, 6:37 p.m. Posted by Money Today. Okay, this is the same one, same agency as this one. Money Today. Same journalist? Okay, different journalist. Anyways, so, and let that sink in for a moment. A record-breaking donation and a carefully planned and deeply personal act of service. But the headline still led with the scandal. And now, if you read the actual article, it starts by explaining the donation in detail, how it's the largest ever given by an artist to Yonsei University Health System, how SUGA worked directly on a new music therapy program, and how he spent weekends playing guitar with kids in treatment. The reaction from readers, according to the article, was mostly positive. Like people saying things like that's amazing, 대단하다. Even major corporations don't donate that much. But then, tone shifts. 다만, but the article suddenly introduces so-called mixed reactions, quoting anonymous netizens' comments like, is this his paid return to the spotlight? Or, don't treat this as a get-out-of-jail-free card. Then, without any transition, the article rehashes the DUI case, stating SUGA was fined 15 million Korean won and had apologized on Weverse a few days earlier. And this is exactly what I meant earlier by lazy journalism. Instead of focusing on what's factually important, the donation, the hospital's response, the development of new programs, treatment programs, the article rather leans into manufactured controversy. It pulls cherry-picked netizens' comments with no source and frames them as if they represent some larger national debate. And it's the same pattern we have seen again and again in Korean media. Take a few anonymous online reactions, inflate them, and present it as evidence that public opinion is divided. Now, here's what really, pulls the curtain back on this whole situation, the actual public reaction. So in the same article, The one with the headline, BTS SUGA apologizes for DUI, donates 5 billion Korean won. Netizens react. You would expect the comments to be full of outrage, right? But they weren't. Scroll down and what you actually see is an outpouring of support. People weren't buying the spin, so to say. And one comment says, even if someone earns 1 trillion won, donating 5 billion isn't easy. Let's acknowledge what deserves to be acknowledged. Another person wrote, most of the people criticizing him probably haven't donated $50 in their life. Yeah, fact. And someone else simply said, what's right is right. He made a mistake, paid the price, and apologized. That doesn't mean we ignore the good he has done. And then there's a mother of a child on the autism spectrum who wrote a deeply emotional comment. She described watching her child struggle, breaking into tears, and said that SUGA's donation and the fact that he cared enough to be directly involved in the therapy development gave her real comfort. She said, thank you for caring. This is a huge comfort to me. Another person wrote, even our president has a DUI on his record and no one cares. Why the double standard for BTS? So yeah, when the media says reactions were mixed, what they really mean is they found a few harsh comments online and decided to lead with that. But the actual comments, the ones getting thousands of likes, hundreds of likes, are overwhelmingly understanding, empathetic. Okay, thousands of likes. Overwhelmingly understanding, empathetic, and even grateful. And what we're seeing here is a disconnect, between manufactured controversy and real public sentiment. People know SUGA made a mistake, but they also see that he didn't disappear, didn't deny it, and didn't hide. He apologized. He gave back. He showed up. And that's the full picture, and that's what gets lost when headlines try to turn netizens' noise into national drama. Are you curious about all these comments? That's amazing. Credit where credit's due. Donating 5 billion won is a huge deal. Let's not twist everything. Give credit where it's deserved. Even if you have money, donating isn't easy. Even if someone made 1 trillion won, donating 5 billion isn't something you just do. Be real. People who criticize, have you ever even donated 10,000 won? It's not an easy thing to do. I applaud him. People who wouldn't even donate 50,000 won have no right to judge. I'm not even a BTS fan, just a regular older guy. He didn't hurt anyone, and I think he's done more than enough. Let's stop the witch hunt. Don't say mixed reactions. What's right is right. He made a mistake. He was criticized, and he took time off. You think rich people just donate for no reason? No, only genuinely good people do that. People with trash personalities never use their wealth to help others. Giving is always harder than it looks. Whether the amount is big or small, what matters is that it's meaningful. His donation deserves nothing but praise. 5 billion Korean won is the amount I could only save if I put away 100 million won a year for 50 years. Some people may have 100 billion or even 1 trillion, but that doesn't mean they're willing to do something like this. The headline might be misleading, but this donation is something to be thankful for. I hope it helps many people. And then the mother of the kid with, I'm a mother of a young child with autism. Yeah, I already talked about it. Actually, let's read the whole thing. I'm a mother of a young child with autism. Yesterday, I looked at my child and tears just started to fall. It was a mix of sadness about the daily struggles he faces and anxiety about the future. My son laughed because he thought my crying was funny. I've asked, why me? And blamed myself more times than I can count. But in the end, there's no reason. We just have to accept it as it is. Thank you, Yoongi. Truly. Thank you for caring. Thank you for working with Professor Chun. Your kindness means the world to me. This has been a huge comfort. This one, it wasn't even a car. It was an electric scooter. Let's not go too hard on him. I hope he continues his good work. And yes, driving a car drunk is dangerous. That's a different matter. That's what the comment says. So now you have to cry to be considered sincere. Even for BTS, 5 billion won is no small amount. Politicians make way worse mistakes and still get elected. Why the double standards? So he got drunk, rode a scooter in his neighborhood, and fell over, and people are acting like it's some huge scandal. Come on. Even donating 50,000 takes courage. 5 billion is something even big corporations struggle to do. I respect SUGA. He's always said he wanted to help people, and I hope this donation brings real support to kids with autism and their families. Even the president had a DUI, and people still voted for him. The double standards are unreal. BTS really go big when they give. Let's give credit where it's due. It's not even 500,000. It's 5 billion won. That money will give someone a real chance. Stop writing nonsense about mixed reactions. Just write a proper praise piece, journalist. 5 billion. Come on, that's incredible. You can't pretend that's easy. So you have a sense of the atmosphere. Okay. What about the YouTube video that YTN posted 5 days ago about the KBS petition? And it has very AI-like sounds. I'm not sure if it's an actual AI. This is ridiculous. It's not like he even needs to appear on KBS. A petition to ban him? We all know who's behind this. Some people really have nothing better to do. They didn't even promote Dynamite or Butter on Korean music shows. No variety appearances either. So what's the point of a ban? It makes no difference. This is hilarious. KBS is the one losing out here. It's not like SUGA or BTS are desperate to be on KBS. Yoongi, keep your head held high. I'll keep supporting you until the very end. This isn't breaking news and you're not the ones to report it. How about you post an apology instead? YTN must be bitter about SUGA's 5 billion donation. He's better off not appearing on KBS. I've marked this channel as don't recommend. 15 million fine last year they're talking about. Really? Even DUI in a car doesn't get fined that much. You're seriously overdoing it. He doesn't need to appear anywhere anyway. You think BTS actually needs to be on KBS? They only do music shows because they care about fans. It's KBS who benefits. Yeah. So there you go. You have a sense. Before we wrap up, let's actually go back to this KBS petition because that's what some of my subscribers wanted me to talk about. We don't need to talk about it, but it basically provided a Wikipedia summary of what happened last year. And yeah, they even numbered the key points like, hello, I am submitting this request for the Broadcast Appearance Regulation Review Committee to be convened to deliberate and take disciplinary action regarding the following matter. 1. Incident overview. On August 6, 2024, around 11 p.m., SUGA, while serving as a public service worker, was returning home to Hannam-dong, Seoul, riding an electric scooter under the influence of alcohol. He rode on the sidewalk in the wrong direction and fell near his residence. Wrong direction? Okay. A nearby police officer approached to help, noticed the smell of alcohol, and escorted him to the local precinct. Number 2. Violation of traffic law. His blood alcohol content, BAC, was over 0.08%, exceeding the license cancellation threshold. Under Korean law, the electric scooter he was riding is classified as a motorized vehicle, making him subject to criminal penalties similar to those for driving a car or motorcycle. Number 3. Criminal penalty. On September 10, 2024, the Seoul Western District Prosecutor's Office indicted Min Yoongi through summary proceedings, and on September 27th, the Seoul Western District Court issued a summary judgment ordering a fine of 15 million won, which was finalized. Okay. I don't think we need to read the whole thing, but I might as well. Number 4, implication of the fine and the BAC level. Under Korean law, a BAC of 0.08% to 0.2% results in 1 to 2 years in imprisonment, or a 500,000 won to 1 million fine. For a BAC over 0.2%, the penalty increased to 2 to 5 years imprisonment, or a 1 million to 2 million fine. 2 million fine? Oh, sorry. 10 million to 20 million fine. Okay, so that was 5 million to 10 million. The lower tier for a higher tier is 10 million to 20 million, according to this person. Given that Yoongi was fined 15 million, it can be inferred that his BAC was over 0.2%. Drunk driving is a serious crime that endangers others. As a public figure with strong influence over youth, his appearance on television could undermine public awareness of the dangers of DUI. Although KBS has not held a review committee on the grounds that the investigation was ongoing, the legal process has now concluded and Yoongi was discharged from service on June 21, 2025. I request that the review committee be convened promptly to take appropriate and fair action and to uphold public trust and KBS responsibility as a public broadcaster. Thank you. Posted on June 23rd. So now, if a KBS petition gets more than 1,000 signatures within 30 days, KBS is required to give an official response. As of June 30th, this particular petition had about 370 signatures, well below the threshold, but the media coverage surrounding it gave the issue much more attention that it might have otherwise received. In fact, this particular petition is listed as a issue 청원, issue petition, or issued a petition that is hot, that is receiving attention. Yeah. And honestly, based on everything the Korean media has done to BTS over the years, part of me thinks it would actually be better if they just stopped appearing on TV altogether, like some commentators said on YouTube. And let's be real, HYBE has the money, and they have the artists and the infrastructure to build their own networks, their own shows even, and their own stage productions if they wanted to. They don't need like traditional broadcasters, I honestly believe. But of course, things aren't that simple. There are probably 100 reasons, like business, politics, PR related, why HYBE still has to maintain good relationships with these networks. They're not going to cut ties just because the coverage is unfair. But what this whole situation reminds me of is that the trolls aren't going anywhere. And petitions like this, I would say, might keep popping up. And the media will continue doing what it does, twisting headlines, chasing controversy, and prioritizing clicks over truths. So, as fans, we need to prepare ourselves mentally, I would say. This probably isn't the last time something like this will happen. And we have to stay sharp, stay ready, and keep reminding ourselves of the full picture that, not just what's being fed through a headline. Okay? So yeah, let's be ready as fans. We can't control what trolls do, and we can't stop lazy journalism of the media, but we can stay grounded. We can look at the full story, not just the headline, and most importantly, we can keep showing up, with clarity, not just emotion. And that's how we protect the artists that we love. Protect BTS, not with outrage, but with truth. And as I always say, let's stay positive, respectful, and classy as we discuss and, leave comments. All right? I hope this was informative. See you soon. Peace and love. Bye-bye.